Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the future of Star Wars, hinging on the performance of the Mandalorian and Grogu. I almost say Grogu. Grogu, Baby Yoda. And yeah, it's a good thing that they don't have a celebrity that just runs at the mouth being the,
right?
The lead actor in this movie. So
and it's a good thing that everybody has such great feelings about Star Wars right now, so they're all going to flock to see this.
Yeah, there's a lot of time between now and then for Pedro Pascal to do even more damage with his political hot takes. So Disney, I would highly suggest, unless you want another Rachel Zegler situation, to rein this guy in between now and then. Anyway, let's talk about this, because this is like the last hurrah for Star Wars. And yeah, for now, you know, but before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Now, my understanding, and I don't follow The Mandalorian super close, because ever since the Gina Carano situation, I truly do not give a shit about this show. But my understanding is this basically is season 4.
That's my understanding too, and I was going to say season 3 did not do well.
No,
they completely ruined it with season 3. So no one really cares now. Like, you had interest, and you kind of just shot that into space.
Yeah, blew it out the airlock, right? So yeah, I was going to talk about that, because you can actually see the decline in the numbers for you know, these shows, like show after show. Star Wars just does not perform. Andor, even though some people really liked Andor, it did not perform that well. People just are not interested in Star Wars. So if you're gonna bring them back, bringing them back with again another show that requires a lot of homework for normies, if they didn't watch The Mandalorian, they're not going to understand what the hell's going on here.
Right. And a lot of people like watched it at first, and they watched even the second season. But by the third season, and they're continuing the third season, and that's what this is going to be.
Yeah.
It's not going to go. It's just not going to work.
I did see a couple clips of it. Somebody smuggled the clips out of the celebration, and it was like a AT-AT walker attack or something.
See, they have me at AT-AT.
Yeah, it actually,
they're my favorite.
Looked kind of cool, but I'm also like, there's some cringy stuff going on there. Like, they have Jabba's son, Rada the Hutt.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, but he's like on steroids, so he's like a muscle bound. I'm like, what?
That's weird.
You don't give a Hutt a 6-pack. Do they have a 6-pack, an 8-pack? I don't know what they have. A 12-pack.
I heard about it. I hadn't seen it. I mean, the AT-AT walker thing is actually pretty cool, but that's kind of like member berries. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, look, they're desperate to get people back into theaters to watch Star Wars, right? And they're, you know, looking at the situation with like Lilo and Stitch, which was supposed to be a Disney Plus movie, which is part of the reason it was so cheap. It was done the cheap. And same with Moana 2, is these were Disney Plus projects. They put them in the theater. So I think that's and they still let Snow White go to the theater, which doesn't make sense to me.
So I should have flipped the, yeah, right. They should have like just dumped Snow White into Disney Plus. So I think they're looking at it this way, like, okay, we could do Mandalorian and Grogu. It's the most bankable Star Wars we have right now. It's the best shot we have at winning people back. So let's put this thing in the theater. But I'm also like, I'm looking at the situation with the Clone Wars, right? The Clone Wars, which was overall a very good series. They put the pilot episode in the theaters, the Clone Wars movie, and it bombed because it was clearly a TV thing. And I don't know if this is being written as a movie or if it's just, we're going to take like, you know, 3 or 4 episodes of the show and just kind of smush them together. Boom, it's a movie. I don't know. But the sentiment right now, Star Wars is not good. It's not good. So this coming from comicbookmovie.com. They got it from Sci-Fi Fantasy Gazette. It says, rumor, much of the Star Wars franchise's future hinges on the Mandalorian and Grogu's success. This is why they've been holding off on announcing movies, in my opinion.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We don't hear anything about the Rey movie. They aren't banking their future success on Rey, are they? No, the Mandalorian and Grogu. And it would have worked had you done this a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Now I think it's too little too late.
I think that's exactly it. I think if they had you know, tapped that Baby Yoda when he was hot.
No.
You know, I think that, I'm talking like a drinking tap anyway. That's where the green milk comes from. But no, that's because Baby Yoda was hot for like a year. Remember, like you couldn't keep Baby Yoda merchandise.
Well, they didn't even have it at first. Everybody was making their own, and then they were like,
they were getting in trouble for that. Then they were like just lifting the designs off Etsy and stuff.
They did. They were lifting off people. But yeah, it's like it was popular. You know that maybe even when season 2 came out, you could have probably gotten away with it then. Like right after that, season 3 went off a cliff. It's already been how long since it was popular?
Must have been like what, 2 years, 3 years now?
Yeah, and then season 4. This is pretty much season 4.
Yeah,
no one cares.
Yeah. They said, it's been 6 years since The Rise of Skywalker was released. Again, did break a billion, barely broke a billion, which I know that sounds lame because you're like, well, it only made $1 billion.
I don't even know if it did.
I think it either broke $1 billion or barely broke $1 billion.
I don't know how it even got that much because like everybody universally hated it at that point because you'd already pissed off all the old school fans who didn't like the sequel movies and The Last Jedi. Clearly divided people. And the ones that loved The Last Jedi were really mad that they were making all the changes back for The Rise of Skywalker because they were trying to win the original audience back, but they were already boycotting it because they were mad about what they did to Luke. So pretty much nobody really went to it.
Yeah, we didn't go. I mean, that was the first Star Wars movie.
Never seen it.
We didn't go to the theater for. And
I've never even watched it.
I haven't either. I've watched a couple of clips here and there, and I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, there is no sequel trilogy.
That's the only Star Wars movie I've never seen.
Yeah, I still don't care. People are like, you're going to buckle. You're going to watch it. I'm like, I keep forgetting it exists. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
I've never watched it.
So yeah, they said starting with 2 hugely popular characters is a wise move, but as of now, we don't know what the future holds in store for both of them beyond The Mandalorian and Grogu coming in 2026. A new rumor doubles down on their streaming adventures being over. Okay, so this is Daniel Rickman from Science Fiction Fantasy Gazette, SSF Gazette. He's reiterated past reports there won't be a season 4 of The Mandalorian. If the movie succeeds, a sequel will be made. However, if it flops, it will serve as the final chapter for Mandalorian and could also put Dave Filoni's movie at risk. So,
but they're not saying they're going to stop Star Wars. They're just going to stop The Mandalorian and possibly Filoni's movie.
Well, yeah, because remember a lot of this stuff is basically Filoni's fan fiction made flesh, right? Because it was all the cartoon characters. He's slowly bringing them into canonizing them by bringing them into live action, right?
Yeah, and I was just like, but I'm trying to think ahead. I mean, obviously, it makes sense that he would get his movie scrapped, but they're not saying they're scrapping the Rey movie, even though we haven't heard anything else about it. They're not saying they're scrapping Ryan Gosling's movie
yet. Just wait. They always cancel them. Actually, it is kind of weird though, because Ryan Gosling movie, is that one Filoni, or is that, do we know? Do we care?
Was it Filoni or was it Favreau? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Or was that his movie? I don't know.
But they're
I don't know at all. This is how much I give a shit.
I know. I'm at that point too, where it's same with Marvel. Like it's actually to the point now where before we were like, oh my God, we're watching this. First we were outraged. We're like, how could they do this to Star Wars and Marvel? And then it was like, oh my God, I can't believe what they're doing. These dumb decisions. This is insane. And oh my God, look, the people behind the movies are attacking the fans. This is insane. This is unprecedented. This is a catastrophe. And that was like, oh, okay, let's just watch the slow motion train wreck, the dumpster fire, and make comments because it's still really interesting to watch. And now it's just, I'm to the point now where I'm like, I don't give a shit. Well, I don't care what they do.
It's so hokey pokey all the time with everything. I can't keep it track. You're like, well, who's on that? Who's on that? I have no idea because it changes all the time. And we've had how many things announced and canceled? I honestly, at this point, it all jumbles up in my head and I can't keep track.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds to me like The Mandalorian's over basically either way. I mean, it's as a show. So are they going to do this for more like Star Wars going forward? Are they just going to stop making Star Wars shows on Disney Plus and be like, oh, yep, we're just going to put them in the theater? Like, good luck with that.
Not doing great. You literally found a way to kill Star Wars. You had an Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yes.
Should have been like, top ratings across the board for, on the top 10 for every episode. But at that point, one, people started to not care. And two, you didn't even make it about Luke and Obi-Wan. You made it about Leia, which made no sense. And everybody was like, nah, I don't care. And then they try to blame it. And you have all these people like over at Lucasfilm blaming racists and all this other shit. No, it's the wide audience does not care. You have found a way to take something people that was beloved, everybody like it was like ridiculous how much people love Star Wars, and you have found a way to make people apathetic. You know how hard it is to do that? Well, congratulations.
I know.
You did it.
I'm sitting here like we were okay. So, well, mostly Geeky was actually cleaning the office today, and
it was hours.
So yeah, it was a lot. Well, we have a lot of toys. She's going through the toys, and
no, you don't collect toys. You just make that up.
I just make it up. All those Transformers, yeah, they don't exist. Whatever. But we were going through. We're hanging up the Power of the Force Star Wars figures, carded ones. We have a whole bunch of them, and we're hanging them up on the wall. And I'm like, you know what? 10 years ago, this would have made me happy to go through these and hang them up and be like, oh, I remember these. I love Slave Leia. I love my Darth Vader with
I bet you do love Slave Leia.
And now it's Hut Slayer Leia now. We got
that's right.
Get that right. But now I'm just looking, I'm like, you know, I'm looking, we have a walker sitting over here and I'm looking at, I'm like, yeah, I remember,
I still like the walker. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We got
I love at walkers. It's like one of my favorite things. Like I just love at walkers. Like Pinky was watching Empire Strikes Back the other day, and I saw it was the Hoth scene, and I was all excited. I stopped everything I was doing. I was glued. I was like, oh, there's the walkers. I love them so much.
It still holds up. I mean,
I know. And then you see what they did to it now, and it's like, what is wrong with you? And I mean, it's like, you're going to blame your old school fans. You keep blaming the men. I did a rant. I don't think you even put it up, but I did a rant about how they keep blaming
it's coming. We're
men, and it's always men. Because, don't you know that anybody who wasn't white, straight, and male didn't like Star Wars until now? And it just annoys me because there's a lot of people who liked it, but when you got to Rise of Skywalker, you literally took all your fans, the ones that like Last Jedi and the ones that like Star Wars before, and you found a way to piss everyone off. Yeah, like you literally went after a new audience and then you pissed them off too. It's like you're trying to fail.
I don't know how this is going to do, because this is the thing. Like, again, then we have Pedro Pascal out there just constantly running at the mouth. And by the time this movie comes out, I mean, it could be like his brand is completely damaged the way he's going. And
I know. He just doesn't stop. It's like, we're going to do one on Mark Hamill here too. It's when you constantly have to make everything politics and you won't stop running at the mouth. People who will support you, are even if they're on your side, are going to get tired of it eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. And so there are just a lot of things that are kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it could be the trailer comes out, looks kick ass. People are willing to give Star Wars another shot. I don't know. I think this is going to go down like the Marvel movies that are attached to Disney Plus, where people are going to be like, oh, what's this? Is that Boba Fett? Oh, no, there's a Boba Fett show, and he's a sad sack now. This is the Mandalorian. I'm like, oh, which one's that? Oh, it's the guy that's kind of like Boba Fett. Oh, I didn't watch that show. Oh, it's that guy.
Well,
he's in everything.
Star Wars was already struggling, and then Disney just killed it with Disney Plus shows. Now, I mean, Mandalorian and Grogu did really well until they killed that too. But other than, they did the Mandalorian. That was also because it was during, COVID and all that. People can go to theater anyway, so people are like glued to it. But even though you were struggling already with the movies, your Disney Plus stuff, and I would argue the same thing for Marvel. Your Disney Plus stuff, you just went and because you're trying so hard to compete instead of just making stuff for other people, that you literally ruined everything. And you can probably blame it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it just made
bad choices prior, but then Disney Plus didn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. And it's just like, I don't know if Star Wars will ever, it's never going to be what it was before, because you can't recreate that. It was very specific time and place. There's so many other franchises out there. Today's kids don't give a shit. The only way they give a shit about Star Wars is making Vader say dumb stuff in Fortnite.
Yeah, I know, pretty much.
That's basically it. Like, it's a meme. Even Pinky Boo was interesting. She said, because they talk about how Gen Z, they don't like to go to the movies very often because they don't like to sit through the movies because they're too long. Everybody's got like very short attention span. But she's even like, I can't sit down and watch the Star Wars movies in one sitting. She's like, I have to break them up into chunks.
Well, yeah, even though she also, it is a Gen Z thing. I think that they're just used to things being quick.
Yes.
And when it's long or something, unless she's really, really, really engaged in it, she can't sit and watch the whole thing.
The first New Hope, now I have to call it New Hope. The original Star Wars movie is, I mean, you compare it to the other movies and it's like, wow, this movie, I love it, but it is so slow. It takes forever for things to get going. After that intro scene, it's like, yeah, we just kind of kick around Tatooine for a while and just take our sweet old time, for half the movie. And yeah, so I don't know. there it is. Pretty much everything's riding on this, at least for the Disney Plus stuff. I don't care. I can't even muster enough give a shit. We'll talk about it because other people still care. And they're like, I can't wait for Kathleen Kennedy to get gone. I'm like, well, when she's 90, we'll wheel her out and that'll be it.
Yeah, so, no, right.
We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. More pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.